Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy O.N.E once again bringing you 60 seconds of substance. Today we're coming out of the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 26, verses 16 through 21, talking about the penalty for Uzziah's pride. But when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction, for he transgressed against the Lord his God by entering the temple of the Lord to burn incense on the altar of incense. So Azariah the priest went in after him, and with him were 80 priests of the Lord, valiant men. And they withstood King Uzziah and said to him, "It is not for you, Uzziah, to burn incense to the Lord, but for the priests, the sons of Aaron, who are consecrated to burn incense. Get out of the sanctuary, for you have trespassed. You shall have no honor from the Lord God." Then Uzziah became furious, and he had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And while he was angry with the priests, leprosy broke out on his forehead before the priests in the house of the Lord, beside the incense altar. And Azariah, the chief priest, and all the priests looked at him, and there on his forehead he was leprous. So they thrust him out of that place. Indeed, he also hurried to get out, because the Lord had struck him. King Uzziah was a leper until the day of his death. He dwelt in an isolated house because he was a leper, for he was cut off from the house of the Lord. Then Jotham, his son, was over the king's house, judging the people of the land. King Uzziah, he became king of Judah when he was 16 years old, and he reigned for 52 years, and he had a great reign, right? But because of the success of his reign, he allowed pride to get the best of him. So much so that he now tried to take on the role of the priest and go in the sanctuary and burn incense. And when the priest told him, hey, look, and like I said, 80 of them, along with Azariah, stood up to him and said, hey, this is not what you're here to do. This is our job. They gave him a chance, but he got upset, right? And he let his anger get the best of him. I mean, that anger was because he felt like he was bigger than. He's the king, so he could do whatever he wants to do. And that's just like today. We got to be careful that regardless of whatever position we may be elevated to, all right, that doesn't mean we get to just do what we want. There's still rules and there's still regulations, right? And regardless of how high and mighty you may feel, God, he can still reach out and touch you. And that's what he did with Uzziah, and he turned him into a leper, all right? And he was leprous from that day until the day that he died. So let that be a lesson, all right? Regardless of how big you may think you are, don't let pride get the best of you, because you're never too big for God. That's your 60 seconds of substance. And remember, God is inspirational substance. Shalom.